Beatrice Zinker Upside Down Thinker by Shelley Johannes. The very beginning, Chapter 1. Beatrice Zinker always did her best thinking upside down. It worked like magic, and she never questioned it. It worked like poof. It worked like presto. It worked like Shazam on every problem, every pickle, and each and every jam. But not everything in her life was a piece of cake. The Zinkers were right-side-up family. Being the upside-down daughter wasn't easy. Kate, Beatrice, Henry. Her siblings didn't make things any easier. Beatrice was the middle child. Her older sister, Kate, was a cookie-cutter version of their mother, Nancy. Her baby brother, Henry, was a cookie-cutter version of their father, Pete. Even the cat seemed cut out to be a Zinker. Pineapple upside-down cake. Beatrice, however, had been different from the very beginning. The Zinkers liked boxes and boundaries, but not Beatrice. She climbed out of her first box as soon as she was able. Kate's first word was Mom. When Beatrice finally spoke, her first word was wow. Wow, indeed, said her father. Uh-oh, said Kate. Oh, no, said her mother. What now? As Beatrice grew, Kate said a lot of uh-oh. Nancy Zinker said a lot of oh, no, and a lot of what now? When Beatrice was 5 years old, she headed off to William Charles Elementary. It was an upside-down institution with a stand-up reputation. Chin up, Buttercup, encouraged her father. Take it easy on Mrs. Beasley, her mother teased. Beatrice tried her best. She filled up on facts and figures 5 days a week. She sat at circle time. She relied on the rules and relaxed into the routine. But kindergarten couldn't counteract the pull of gravity. Despite a daily dose of ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, her mind still gravitated toward maybes, what ifs, and could be's. Maybe she'll outgrow it, said the parents at pickup time. Maybe, said Nancy Zinker. Maybe was actually one of Beatrice's favorite words. Occasionally, one of her maybes was a hit, and others saw things her way. It didn't happen often. Nothing happened fast. But in first grade, on Halloween night to be exact, Beatrice found a friend named Lenny. In matching costumes, they found plenty of candy and lots of common ground. After that, they spent recess in the trees, sailing high seas and fending off zombies. Sometimes they were ninjas. Some days they were knights. Each day, their high kicks and hijinks reached brave new heights. In the eyes of Lenny Santos, Beatrice was not a problem to be solved. She was the perfect partner in crime. By second grade, even her teacher came around. At the graduation ceremony that spring, the whole class filed into the gym. Mrs. Walker crossed the stage and faced the crowd. Holding a piece of paper and a microphone, she asked Beatrice to join her. This year, Beatrice reminded me that there are infinite upsides to being yourself. Infinite upsides and infinite upside down sides, too. Beatrice squinted under the lights as Mrs. Walker made it official. This special award goes to Beatrice Zinker, our very own, very best upside-down thinker. Wow, said Beatrice. Wow, indeed, said her father from the second row. Her mother stood up to snap a picture and spotted a problem. The award was upside down. Flip it around, she told Beatrice. Beatrice turned the paper right side up and struck a picture perfect pose. Ah, she said. Once she had it in writing, there was no turning back. Best upside down thinker presented to Beatrice Zinker. Chapter 2, Look Out World. Every idea starts as a tiny seed, even the biggest idea of the very best upside-down thinker. 3 months later, Beatrice launched the most important plan of her upside-down life. The idea was planted that very afternoon in June, on graduation day. The award was still crisp in her hands. The ink was still damp. Her cheeks still hurt from smiling. Beatrice had never felt better. After the ceremony, everyone poured onto the playground for a picnic. Lenny found Beatrice hanging out in her favorite spot. You've got that look on your face again, Lenny said. That one that always gets you in trouble. I know, said Beatrice, but today it got me this. Lenny held up 2 dripping waffle cones. I brought ice cream, she said, to celebrate. She lifted up one of the cones like a microphone. Beatrice Zinker, can you tell the audience what it feels like to be an award winner? Beatrice accepted the mic. It feels really good, she said. Like I'm finally free to be me. Look out, world, Lenny shouted into her ice cream. Beatrice is on the loose. Shh, said Beatrice. People might get suspicious. She lowered her voice and looked around. The best plan I've ever had just popped into my head. But in order for it to work, it has to stay a secret. Beatrice is on the loose. Hurry up and tell me, said Lenny. I love secrets. Lenny covered her microphone and Beatrice laid out her latest plan. Whoa, said Lenny. Her eyes twinkled behind her glasses. Next year just got interesting. She leaned against the tree and took a bite of her ice cream. Do we get to have a secret base? Yep. And we'll need to do a lot of reconnaissance. What's reconnaissance? Spying, said Beatrice. People aren't always who they appear to be, especially when they know someone's watching. Lenny nodded her head and leaned in. I've always wanted a good reason to be a spy. Me too, Beatrice licked her ice cream casually, like they were discussing their upcoming summer vacations and not masterminding a mission. Do you still have your ninja suit? Of course, said Lenny. I'm never getting rid of that thing. You can get away with a lot in a ninja suit. That's what I'm counting on, said Beatrice. So, you're in? Of course. If I wasn't so excited to see my cousins, I'd skip my trip and get right to 3rd grade. Beatrice faltered. I forgot about your trip. Lenny's family was spending the summer in the Philippines. 2 drops of ice cream dripped from Beatrice's cone into the grass, just missing Lenny's shoelaces. Drip, drop. It was hard to imagine those same feet would be standing on the other side of the world in a few days. When do you get back? Lenny shrugged. Sometime before school starts? Well, said Beatrice, at least we have something to look forward to. On our last day back, we'll dress in black and the fun begins. Bill, said Lenny, tapping Beatrice's half-eaten cone with her own. Here's to really good secrets and all the upsides of you being you. Chapter 3, The First Day Back. While Lenny was away, Beatrice spent her summer practicing ninja moves and brainstorming names for their secret operation. When the first day of school finally arrived, Beatrice woke up smiling. She lifted the blinds and confirmed what she already knew to be true. It was going to be a good day. The sun was shining. Birds were chirping. Best of all, Mrs. Jenkins was walking her cat. Good things always happen when Mrs. Jenkins walked Scrappy. Operation Upside was destined for success. Beatrice rolled over to her bunk and got to work. She tugged her black turtleneck over her head, pulled on her black pants. Once she was in uniform, she flipped over the rail and scaled down the side of her bed. Her sister Kate stood in a sunny square in the middle of the room, smoothing the wrinkles in her cardigan. She glanced up at Beatrice. "There's no way Mom is going to let you go to school in that." "Why not?" said Beatrice. "It's my favorite outfit." She had high hopes for the day. All of them involved her ninja suit. "You look like a criminal." "No, I don't," Beatrice replied. "I look like me." She had lived in her ninja suit all summer. She only wore something else on laundry days or when her mother made her. "Excuse-moi," said Kate, who was on a foreign language kick. "I'm just trying to help." "Maybe she won't even notice," said Beatrice. Kate raised an eyebrow. When it came to Beatrice, Nancy Zinker noticed everything. "Just don't say anything," Beatrice suggested. "And if you really can't help yourself, say it in French so she has no idea what you're saying." "All I'm saying is, I would have a backup plan if I were you." Kate pointed at the dress their mother left out for Beatrice. "Like that." Beatrice wrinkled her nose. Nothing said, "I have absolutely no intention of thinking upside down today," like a pink, flowery dress. And today, the one day she would finally see Lenny again, Beatrice was full of upside-down intention. Kate had a point, though. She did need a plan, just not the kind of plan that involved a dress or anything pink or anything floral. Beatrice yanked open her closet door and turned to Kate. "Tell Mom that I'll be down in a minute." Chapter 4, Beatrice's Plan. There were a few things Nancy Zinker hated more than her daughter's ninja suit. Beatrice's plan revolved around all three of them. A black mask concealed her face. A striped hat covered her head. Long black gloves stretched over her elbows. Beatrice took a deep breath and walked into the kitchen. Morning activity stopped. "Uh-oh," said Kate. "Oh, no," said Nancy Zinker, spinning away from the counter with a jar of peanut butter in one hand and a knife in the other. "What now?" Pete Zinker folded down a corner of his newspaper. Henry peeked over the top of his yogurt cup. Oliver, the family cat, hid behind the high chair. "Wow," Beatrice said, "it smells really good in here." "It's the bacon," said her father, holding up the evidence. Bacon was his breakfast specialty. Nancy Zinker ignored the bacon. "You're not wearing that to school, Beatrice," she said. "I told you," mouthed Kate. "You look like a criminal," said her mother. "That's what I said," whispered Kate. Nancy Zinker set the jar on the counter and balanced the knife on its rim. She held out her hand. "Hand over the mask," she said. Beatrice reached behind her head and loosened the ties. She surrendered the black fabric to her mother. Nancy Zinker wiggled her fingers. "The gloves, too." Beatrice tugged off the gloves and the hat. "My thinking cap?" "We do not have time to argue about this, Beatrice." Beatrice pulled off the hat and handed it over. Mother and daughter stood toe to toe. The mask was missing. The hat was off. The gloves were gone. But Beatrice was still wearing the ninja suit. Nancy Zinker reached out and